All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says goal of self-reliance in defence sector is crucial for 21st century India. Counting of votes for presidential elections to be taken up on Thursday at Parliament House Complex. Opposition candidate Margaret Alva to file her nomination for vice presidential elections today. Government says COVID precautionary dose is needed as protection against the virus is declining. India's second monkeypox case confirmed at Kannur in Kerala. Airport and port health officers advised to ensure strict health screening of all arriving international travellers. Veteran singer Bhupinder Singh passes away in Mumbai. India and China agreed to continue dialogue process to work out mutually acceptable solutions of relevant issues. Sri Lanka's acting president Ranil Wickremesinghe declares emergency in the island nation. Centre convenes all-party meeting in New Delhi today to discuss Sri Lankan crisis. And Mehraj Ahmed Khan becomes first Indian shooter to win gold medal in men's skeet event at ISSF World Cup in South Korea. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. Recalling our yesterday's question, who is the author of the book How India Wrought for Freedom? The correct answer is Annie Besant. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners from across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is G. Sundara Rao from Vizianagaram in Andhra Pradesh.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav quiz is a fantastic quiz. I have given so many answers which have encouraged me, and I got a vision of the freedom struggle, how many people have put their lives for our freedom so far, and many went into jails. I congratulate the AIR team, especially our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, our Prime Minister and the Information Broadcasting Ministry. Thank you very much.
And coming to our today's question, which is the 98th of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz in English. What was the name of the party formed by Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das in 1923? To repeat the question, what was the name of the party formed by Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das in 1923? Listeners can send their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 8826546262, that is 8826546262, or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. Amrit Mahotsav Quiz at prasarbharati.gov.in. One lucky participant will be selected as a winner and will be announced in tomorrow's morning news. The winner will be awarded a certificate and a token prize. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the goal of self-reliance in the defence sector is very important for the India of the 21st century. Addressing the Naval Innovation and Indigenization Organization Seminar, Swavalamban, in New Delhi yesterday, Mr. Modi said organizing the first Swavalamban seminar for an Atmanirbhar Navy is an important step in this direction.
75 इंडिजीनियस टेक्नोलॉजीज का निर्माण एक प्रकार से पहला कदम है. हमें इनकी संख्या को लगातार बढ़ाने के लिए काम करना है. आपका लक्ष्य होना चाहिए कि भारत का जब अपनी आजादी के 100 वर्ष का पर्व मनाए, उस समय हमारी नौसेना एक अभूतपूर्व ऊंचाई पर हो. हमारे समंदर, हमारी तटीय सीमाएं, हमारे आर्थिक आत्मनिर्भरता के बहुत बड़े संरक्षक भी और एक प्रकार से संवर्धक भी हैं. इसलिए भारतीय नौसेना की भूमिका निरंतर बढ़ती जा रही है. इसलिए नौसेना के साथ ही देश की बढ़ती जरूरतों के लिए भी नौसेना का स्वावलंबी होना बहुत आवश्यक है. मुझे विश्वास है ये सेमिनार और इससे निकला अमृत हमारी सेनाओं को स्वावलंबी बनाने में बहुत मदद करेगा.
During the program, the Prime Minister unveiled sprint challenges, which are aimed at giving a boost to the usage of indigenous technology in the Indian Navy. The Prime Minister said India's howitzers and machine guns made at the Ishapur Rifle Factory were considered the best.
पिछले 8 वर्षों में हमारा डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट 7 गुना बढ़ा है. अभी कुछ समय पहले ही हर देशवासी गर्व से भर उठा जब उसे पता चला कि पिछले साल हमारे 13,000 करोड़ रुपयों का डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट किया है. 13,000 करोड़ रुपीस और इसमें भी 70% हिस्सेदारी हमारे प्राइवेट सेक्टर की है.
Mr. Modi said, in the last 8 years, the government has not only increased the defense budget, but also ensured that this budget is useful in the development of the defense manufacturing ecosystem in the country itself. He said a large part of the budget earmarked for the purchase of defense equipment is being spent in procurement from Indian companies. The counting of votes for presidential elections will be taken up on Thursday. Polling to elect a new president of India was held at Parliament House in Delhi, state assemblies and other designated places across the country yesterday. Over 99% elector turnout was recorded in the polling for the presidential election yesterday. After the end of the polling process, the Election Commission in a statement said 100% voting was reported from assemblies of 11 states and UT of Puducherry. Former Jharkhand Governor Draupadi Murmu is the NDA candidate for the presidential election, while former Union Minister Yashwant Sinha is contesting as a joint opposition candidate for the top post.
Margaret Alba, the opposition vice presidential candidate, will file her nomination today. NDA candidate Jagdeep Dhankad filed his nomination yesterday. He filed his nomination papers in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Minister Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh, among other NDA leaders. Talking to media outside Parliament, Mr. Dhankad said he will always strive to strengthen the democratic values of the country.
मेरा निरंतर प्रयास रहेगा कि भारतीय राजतांत्रिक व्यवस्था का प्रजातांत्रिक मूल्यों का बढ़ोतरी हो. ये मेरा प्रयास रहेगा. मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है व्यक्त करने के लिए. सपने में भी ये नहीं सोचा था कि एक साधारण व्यक्ति को इस प्रकार का सुअवसर मिलेगा.
Today is the last date for filing nominations for the vice presidential elections. The polling will be held on the 6th of next month. The Weapons of Mass Destruction and their Delivery Systems Prohibition of Unlawful Activities Amendment Bill of 2022 is scheduled to be taken up for discussion in the Rajya Sabha today, while the Lok Sabha is scheduled to discuss the Indian Antarctic Bill 2022. Yesterday, both houses of Parliament were adjourned for the day following ruckus by opposition members on the issue of price rise and GST hike. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu announced the appointment of Union Minister Piyush Goyal as leader of the House.
Head of the COVID-19 Working Group of the National Technical Advisory Group of Immunization, NTAGI, Dr. N.K. Arora has said that precautionary dose is needed as the protection against the coronavirus is declining. Talking to AIR News, he said the precaution dose must be pushed in mission mode as the number of cases is rising in many countries. Dr. Arora said the pandemic is at a low phase and there is fatigue in people's mind, but we need to make sure that we are fully protected. He said we need to have optimal protection beyond 6 months of the second dose.
After the 2 primary doses of COVID vaccine, the protection cover which the vaccine provides gradually becomes weak, particularly after 6 months. And therefore it is very important that all of us go and take the precaution dose and take this opportunity to its best possible. This is also important in the context that COVID virus is constantly changing its shape and character. Fortunately, we haven't got any virus which is causing severe disease, but we cannot rule out the possibility. Therefore, I would request all our adults more than 18 years to quickly go and get the precaution dose once they have completed 6 months after the second dose of the COVID vaccine.
India has crossed record 200 crore mark in COVID-19 vaccinations within 18 months of launching the inoculation exercise in January last year. India has not only administered 200 crore doses to its citizens but also exported over 23 crore vaccine doses to over 50 countries. The government says the proactive leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi with Make in India and Make for World mantra has helped the country achieve this goal.
India's second monkeypox case was confirmed at Kannur in Kerala. A 31-year-old Kannur native who arrived in Kerala from Dubai on the 13th of May has been confirmed positive for the viral disease. A statement by the State Health Minister, Veena George, said the man has been admitted to the Periyaram Medical College in Kannur and his health condition is satisfactory. Those who were in close contact with the patient have been kept under observation. The Union Health Ministry reviewed the functioning of health screening of international travellers arriving in India at airports and ports yesterday. In the meeting, airport and port health officers were advised to ensure strict health screening of all arriving international travellers to minimize risk of importation of monkeypox disease into the country. Officials were also advised to coordinate with other stakeholder agencies like immigration at international ports and airports to streamline health screening processes and to ensure suitable linkages with hospital facilities earmarked to each port of entry for timely referral and isolation. Monkeypox is a viral zoonosis with symptoms similar to those of smallpox patients. However, it is clinically less severe than smallpox. Monkeypox is transmitted to humans through close contact with an infected person or animal or with material contaminated with the virus. You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says goal of self-reliance in defence sector is crucial for the 21st century India. Counting of votes for presidential elections to be taken up on Thursday at Parliament House Complex. Opposition candidate Margaret Alba to file her nomination for vice presidential elections today. Government says COVID precautionary dose is needed as protection against the virus is declining. India's second monkeypox case confirmed at Kannur in Kerala. Airport and port health officers advised to ensure strict health screening of all arriving international travellers. Veteran singer Bhupinder Singh passes away in Mumbai. India and China agreed to continue dialogue process to work out mutually acceptable solutions of relevant issues. Sri Lanka's acting president Ranil Wickremesinghe declares emergency in the island nation. Centre convenes all-party meeting in New Delhi today to discuss Sri Lankan crisis. And Mehraj Ahmed Khan becomes the first Indian shooter to win gold medal in men's skeet event at ISSF World Cup in South Korea. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alert.
कॉम्पिटिशन्स की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी तो आकाशवाणी लाया है एक इंटरैक्टिव प्रोग्राम अभ्यास। एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम जहां आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या आप ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं अपने सवाल abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर। हमारे स्टूडियो में एक्सपर्ट आपके भेजे सवालों का देंगे जवाब शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। इस बार का विषय है पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। आपके सवालों का हम करेंगे इंतजार 20 जुलाई तक। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर
8700014242।
Veteran playback singer Bhupinder Singh passed away in Mumbai yesterday evening. His wife and singer Mitali Singh informed that the singer was suffering from several health complications, including urinary issues for some time. 82-year-old Singh has started his career with All India Radio and he was also associated with Doordarshan Delhi. He sang scores of Bollywood numbers in his heavy bass voice. He is remembered for his memorable songs in films like Mausam, Satte Pe Satta, Ahista Ahista, Duriyan, Haqiqat and many more. Some of his famed songs are Hoke Majboor Mujhe Usne Bulaya Hoga, with Mohammad Rafi, Talak Mahmood and Manna Dey. Dukki pe dukki ho ya satte pe satta and Dil Dhoondta Hai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed anguish at passing away of eminent singer and musician Bhupinder Singh. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, Bhupinder Singh gave memorable songs for decades and his work struck a chord with several people. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur also expressed condolences to the family and friends of Bhupinder Singh. In a tweet, Mr. Thakur said, his medley of songs enthralled generations of music lovers and he will live on through his music in the hearts of his fans.
The 16th round of India-China Corps Commander level meeting was held at Chushul-Moldo border meeting point on the Indian side on Sunday. Building on the progress made at the last meeting on the 11th of March, the two sides continued discussions for the resolution of relevant issues along the LAC in the western sector in a constructive and forward-looking manner. They had a frank and in-depth exchange of views in this regard in keeping with the guidance provided by state leaders to work for the resolution of remaining issues at the earliest. The two sides reaffirmed that the resolution of relevant issues would help in restoration of peace and tranquility along the LAC in the western sector and enable progress in bilateral relations. In the interim, the two sides agreed to maintain security and stability on the ground in the western sector. They also agreed to stay in close contact and to maintain dialogue through military and diplomatic channels and work out a mutually acceptable resolution of relevant issues at the earliest. And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Today we remember freedom fighter Annie Mascarenhas, who breathed her last on the 19th of July 1960. Calling for
repeated attacks on her life and property and assaults on other members. In 1942, Mascarenhas joined the Quit India movement and 2 years later she was elected as secretary of the Travancore State Congress. Annie Mascarenhas went on to serve as a member of the Travancore Cochin Legislative Assembly from 1948 to 1952. She became the first woman to become a minister in the Travancore Legislative Assembly.
She went on to represent Travancore Cochin in the Constituent Assembly also. Annie Mascarenhas died in 1963 on the 19th of July. We salute this great daughter of the soil. Mangala, 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 Mangala.
Today we remember Mangal Pandey, who was born on the 19th of July 1827 in Balia district, Uttar Pradesh. His courage helped arouse the fire of independence in the hearts of native sepoys. Mangal Pandey was a sepoy of the 34th Native Infantry stationed at Barakpur. In 1857, the Britishers introduced a new Enfield rifle that required a soldier to bite off the ends of greased cartridges in order to load the weapon. A rumor spread that the lubricant used in the cartridges was either cow or pig lard. A belief arose among the sepoys that the British had deliberately used the lard on the cartridges. On March the 29th, 1857, Pandey tried to arouse his fellow sepoys to rise up against their British officers. Mangal Pandey attacked two of those officers, attempted to shoot himself after having been restrained, and eventually was overpowered and arrested. Pandey was soon tried and sentenced to death. He was court-martialed and hanged at Barakpur on 8th of April, 1857. After 1 month of this incident, on 10th of May 1857, sepoys revolted in Meerut, and that led to the outbreak of the First War of Independence in 1857. AIR News salutes the brave son of the soil. On 19th July 1905, partition of Bengal was announced by Viceroy Curzon. At that time, Bengal was the biggest province of British India and included present-day Bangladesh, Bihar and parts of Orissa. The British argued for dividing Bengal for reasons of administrative convenience, but it was closely tied to the interests of British officials and businessmen. The main British motives were to curtail the influence of growing nationalism and to split the Bengali people.
Before the partition was to be effected, the Congress arranged meetings where petitions against the partition were collected and given to British authorities. Large public meetings and demonstrations were organized, and novel methods of mass protest were developed. It was during this time that Krishna Kumar Mitra openly called for the first boycott of foreign goods through his journal Sanjivani.
The British did not listen to popular demand, and on the 19th of October 1905, Bengal was partitioned. People organized mass protests against the partition. Though the British wanted to divide people, people came back stronger, in unison, and the struggle that unfolded came to be known as the Swadeshi movement.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
अब हर घर की छत पर शान से फहरेगा तिरंगा, गुनगुनाए जाएंगे नव विकास के गीत, आन बान शान का प्रतीक राष्ट्रध्वज तिरंगा। आइए आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर इस स्वाधीनता दिवस हर घर फहराते हैं तिरंगा और लेते हैं भव्य और सशक्त भारत के निर्माण का संकल्प।
आइए हर घर फहराएं तिरंगा।
The Centre has called an all-party meeting today to discuss the Sri Lankan crisis. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said that the meeting will be chaired by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman.
हम ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग माननीय जयशंकर जी और माननीय निर्मला सीतारामन जी के नेतृत्व में हम बुला रहे हैं। उसमें श्रीलंका के इशू पर हम पूरा जो स्थिति है वो अवगत कराने का कोशिश, हम पूरा विवरण सभी विपक्ष को देना चाहते हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के निर्देश के अनुसार ये मीटिंग हो रहा है।
Sri Lanka's acting president, Ranil Wickremesinghe, has declared a state of emergency in the country ahead of tomorrow's poll. The move is aimed at handling the social unrest and tackling the economic crisis.
In shooting, two-time Olympian Mehraj Ahmed Khan created history by becoming the first Indian shooter to win gold in the men's skeet event at the ISSF World Cup in Changwon, South Korea yesterday. Mehraj Ahmed Khan recorded 37 hits out of a possible 40 in the final to win gold. South Korea's Min Soo Kim struck 36 for silver, while Ben Llewellyn of Britain won bronze with 26 hits.
Let's have a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature 28, maximum will be 36. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum 26, maximum 33 degrees expected. Chennai will have thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature was 26 and the maximum will be 33 degrees. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Amid 99% polling in presidential election, Draupadi Murmu bags a few opposition votes, writes The Hindu. India reports second monkeypox case in Kerala, headlines The Pioneer. The 16th round of military talks between India and China to end standoff at the LAC failed to make headway, but the two countries are to stay in touch, writes The Tribune. The Hindustan Times quotes Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as saying that RBI wants government to ban cryptos. While addressing the seminar Swavlamban, Prime Minister Modi has said that India is now a defence exporter. Imports cut down by 21% in 5 years, writes The Pioneer. Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka has stated that India would like to bring more investment to help Sri Lanka build capacity, reports the Indian Express. Imran Khan's PTI may form new government in Pakistan Punjab after bipole wins, reports the Asian Age. Humidity, scant rain and rising temperatures pushed the heat index in Delhi, that is real field temperature, to a skyrocketing 56 degrees Celsius, writes the Hindustan Times. And finally, newspapers have paid tributes to singer-composer Bhupinder Singh, who died last evening. Karoge yaad, soulful singer Bhupinder dead, headlines The Times of India.
Before we end the bulletin, a reminder of today's question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. What was the name of the party formed by Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das in 1923? WhatsApp your response on 8826546262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says goal of self-reliance in defence sector is crucial for 21st century India. Counting of votes for presidential elections to be taken up on Thursday at Parliament House Complex. Opposition candidate Margaret Alva to file her nomination for vice presidential elections today. Government says COVID precautionary dose is needed as protection against the virus is declining. India's second monkeypox case confirmed at Kannur in Kerala. Airport and port health officers advised to ensure strict health screening of all arriving international travellers. Veteran singer Bhupinder Singh passes away in Mumbai. India and China agreed to continue dialogue process to work out mutually acceptable solutions of relevant issues. Sri Lanka's acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe declares emergency in the island nation. Centre convenes all-party meeting in New Delhi today to discuss Sri Lankan crisis. And Mehraj Ahmed Khan becomes first Indian shooter to win gold medal in men's skeet event at ISSF World Cup in South Korea. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news.
Agnipath scheme that gives a new identity to your ability. Become an Agniveer for Indian Navy.
Hi, this is Pooja. Indian Navy has brought a golden opportunity for the daughters of the country. We have the opportunity to serve the Navy by becoming Agniveers. We can protect the country's maritime borders by being deployed on modern warships. We will have a chance to prove our ability to make a new identity in the society. I have decided that after 4 years, I will opt to continue in the regular cadre of Navy. I will become an Agniveer of Indian Navy. Young, dynamic, motivated, fit and skilled.
Indian Navy, an ocean of opportunities. For details, visit joinindiannavy.gov.in.